This is a video to encourage you today. I'd call it hope for today. I was thinking of Elijah, reading about Elijah here, and how he fled from Jezebel. He had just been on the mountaintop, and a great experience had happened, and the Lord had showed himself in a strong, mighty way, an obvious way on top of that Mount Carmel. And then Elijah comes down and he hears that Jezebel is threatening to take his life. So he runs off, and he actually has 2 meals that an angel tells him about. And then he goes 40 days further to Mount Sinai or Mount Horeb, something like that in the Sinai Peninsula. And he is hiding there. But the Lord comes to him and says, "What are you doing here, Elijah?" And Elijah tells him all the stuff, why he's hiding there. Now they're seeking to take my life, to take it away. So Elijah is discouraged, and he's afraid of Jezebel. After all he's been through, now he's afraid again. But the Lord is merciful unto him and shows him a task that he still has to do. And encourages him also that he's not the only one left, that there are 7,000 who have not bowed the knee to Baal. So I was also thinking about in the Garden of Eden, how Adam and Eve failed, and still God did not kill them. God, there was not a punishment, yeah, I guess it would be a punishment. They had to leave the Garden of Eden. They could no longer be in that paradise because sin had come, but they would still have children, and they would still have dominion over the fish of the sea, etc. And God was merciful to them, allowing them to still have a life and still pursue some type of relationship with him. Then there's Cain. And Cain is so angry at Abel, and God speaks to Cain, "Where is Abel, your brother?" "Well, I don't know," says Cain. And then God gives Cain an option out. Actually, that's before Cain kills Abel. God realizes, of course, God knows everything, that Cain has anger in his heart because Cain didn't give the proper sacrifice. So he's jealous of his brother. Abel, don't be jealous of your brother. But then God shows him, if you do right, if there's sin in your heart, it'll show. And why can't you do right? So God gives him a chance to do right. But Cain doesn't take it. Cain kills his brother, and then on and on. He never repents. And so there was an option out. God gives an option out when you sin and I sin. God gives a way of escape and confessing and coming to him, thinking of David the king. David the king was an adulterer, a murderer. That was enough, definitely enough. And yet God calls David a man after God's own heart because David repented. Read Psalm 51. David repented. So that is the hope for today, for you and me. We all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. But if we confess our sins, he is faithful and just to forgive us our sins. So no matter what we have done, we can come to him and have our sins forgiven and our lives changed. And Jesus said to the prostitute, "Go and sin no more." So the life, if you lead an awful life, it's time for a change. And God gives you that hope for today.